Hi, this is Scott Marshburn with eCabinets Tips and Tricks. Today I'm going to show you how you can place a window on your walls in eCabinets that will allow the light to shine through and cascade down onto the floor, kind of like you see here in this image. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to go into eCabinets here, and I've already got some walls drawn up. I've got 3 walls that are 120 inches each. And what I want to do is I want to put a window on this wall in the center of this wall. I want it 13 inches from the top, 28 inches wide, and 42 inches high. So what I need to do is I'm in select mode right here under actions. I need to select this wall and go into edit wall view, because what we need to do first is cut an opening in this wall that will allow the light to shine through the window. Without an opening, it's not going to happen. So I'm going to click on this icon right here, which will take us into edit wall view. Okay, so we're in edit wall view. The next thing we need to do is we need to select an action here. Right now we're in select mode. I need to click on that, and I want to create a rectangle. Okay, now it wants the start position. We're in absolute mode here, which is what we want to start out with. We need to enter the start point. And what I want to do is I want to start the left hand side of my window, so that when I get the width of my window in here, it is centered on this wall. So the start point is going to be 120 inches divided by 2 minus the width of my window, which is going to be 28 inches divided by 2. Now I need to type a comma, and I want to set the top where I want to start the top. My wall is 96 inches high, as you can see here, 96 inches. So I want to type comma 96 minus 13 and then hit enter. Now it's wanting the end point. If I move my mouse cursor over, you can see the shaded area there. That's going to be my opening. You can see how it's got the starting point on the left hand side of the window. And we're going to go to the right. When you go from the left to the right, that's a positive entry. And when you go from the top down, that's a negative entry. So what we need to do is we need to go ahead and switch over to incremental. And I want my window to be 28 inches wide, so I want to go right here where it says endpoint. I want to type in 28 and then comma and then a negative 42, since we're going down. 28 is going to take it to the right, and negative 42 is going to take it down in the downward direction. So I'm going to hit enter. And you can see that we've got our opening in here, or it's not the actual opening, it's the geometry. The gray, the shaded area is the actual geometry. So we need to select that geometry. So we need to come over here under action and change it from select or create rectangle to select mode. Now we can click on our geometry here, and now we need to change it from select mode to cut geometry. So now we can go into the elevation view. So I'm going to click on this icon right here, and it takes me into the elevation view. This is where we can put our window on our wall here. And for this example, I want to be using a standard window that comes with eCabinets when you install their software. This is just a basic image of a window. So I'm going to come over here to wall items. Okay, and I want to select a window. And this dialog comes up. You can see here we got an outside image on here. We need to get rid of that, or else the light is not going to shine through the window. So I need to uncheck that. And we need to enter our dimensions of our window. And in this case, it is the width to the outside of the trim. So that's the width of your window to the outside of the trim. If you've got a rough opening in here, you measure the rough opening and it's wider, then you need to do the math so that what you have is going to be the actual size of the window when it's installed on the job. Now I do have a window that I created using a upper cabinet that will allow you to just put in the rough opening here that you measure on the job site and place that cabinet in the rough opening, in which case the trim will extend past the sides and the bottom and the top, just like a normal window. Now you can find the file, the HSF file for that window, on my Facebook group. Just click on the link in this video's description, head over to my Facebook group, join it if you would like, and download that file and check it out. Let me know what you think about it. If you have any problems getting it in the room, just let me know and I'll be more than glad to help out. So let's carry on creating this window here. I want it to be 28 inches wide from outside the trim to the outside the trim and 42 inches high. And we could put some mullions in here if we want. Let's just put 2 vertical and 2 horizontal. And we got the option to apply to both sides of the wall. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to click OK, and there's our window. So now we can just plop this in here anywhere we want to. I'm just going to click, and puts it in there. I'm going to hit escape to get out of the placement mode there. Select my window again. And now we need to get it aligned to our opening here. So what I want to do is I'm going to come over here. We got the top, the position on the wall. We got the top, bottom, left, right, and all that. So what I want to do is I want to put the top at 13 inches because that's what we made our opening there. I'm going to hit enter and you see it move up. We want the left to be 120 inches divided by 2 minus 28 divided by 2, and then hit enter. Well, that didn't work there, so let's try something else. The left needs to be 120 minus 20. Let's do this again. 120 minus, we get this right in a second, 120 divided by 2 minus 28 divided by 2, and hit enter. And you see it go into the center there. And you can tell we're in the center by looking at our dimensions down here. We got 46 from the left of the wall to the side of the window here, and 46 on the other side, and the window is 28 inches, and that's how you get it in the wall there. Now let's go ahead and go into overhead view. If we were to try to render this right now, we wouldn't have any sign whatsoever that there's actually light shining through this because we don't have any light to shine through it. What we need to do is put a light in our room here. So I'm just going to go back into overhead view, and I'm going to come over here and select light fixtures. I'm just going to pick this lamp here, and I'm going to put it approximately in the center and fairly close to the outside edge of the wall there. Now I have another video out that explains a lot more, or goes into a lot more detail on using lighting effects for your presentation views. If you want to check that video out, just click on the card icon right up here at the top of your screen. Check that video out. It shows a lot of techniques that I've learned over the years on how to create presentation views and use lighting effects. So let's go ahead, and what I need to do next is associate this light to the wall. So I'm in select mode right there. I'm going to click on my light, and I'm going to click on my wall. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to go to wall options, and then under associate, disassociate, I want to go to associate to wall. And that took care of that. So now what we need to do is adjust the height of this, because I'm sure it's not 100% like we want it. So I'm going to go into overhead view, or not overhead, but elevation view here, and we see our window, but we don't see our light. We need to be able to see our light. In order to do that, I need to move it up. Right now there's no way we can see it, so I'm going to go ahead and select it by right clicking and select all. And now I got my, let's see, my move increment for my objects is 1/2 inch. I'm going to go ahead and just hold down my shift key, click my up arrow button, and I want to get it slightly above the wall there. We don't have to be real high. The higher up, the more directly it shines down on the floor. So you just had to play around with that until you're happy with the results. What we can do now is go into render mode, and let's see what we got. Here I can see my light, so I can adjust the light intensity. I can see my walls and my floor and all that. I'm going to go ahead and just click on presentation view. Now you can see the window, the light shining through the window here. So if you need to adjust the light any at all, you can just hold down your shift key and zoom out, render again so you can see your light. Right click, adjust light intensity. Let's go up to about 80 there. Make it a little bit brighter, click render, and you can see how that looks, and that looks pretty good. So that's how you go about doing that, guys. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, make sure you give me a thumbs up. And hey, if you haven't subscribed to my channel, be sure to click on the subscribe button and the bell notification icon so you can get all my latest tips and tricks. As always, thank you for watching, and have a good day.